Help me ducks, it's Simon here. Welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. Hope everybody's doing okay this morning. As promised, when I opened my box from Cheryl at Oneness Emporium yesterday, I said I would come back and do a walkthrough of this deck, Steampunk Faerie Tarot. It's out in the UK on the 8th, so in a couple of days. I'm assuming it's been out earlier than that in other parts of the world, but it's available to purchase from the Oneness Emporium. And if you like it and you want to get it, then use the Hermit's 10 code in the bottom corner here to get 10% off. And that's on everything across the website except for things that are already on special offer, promotions, or independent, some independent decks. So yeah, Steampunk Faerie Tarot. I'm intrigued by this one. I'm not hugely into steampunk. Actually, my very limited knowledge is that it's a subgenre of science fiction, and it creates like an alternative history, particularly in the Victorian era. And the steampunk is because during that time, steam was the primary source of power. And it was coined in the 80s, the 1980s, as an alternative to cyberpunk. So we have steampunk. But, you know, it's a very inclusive world. It has people from all backgrounds, which I really, really like. And it brings in other genres as well, like fantasy, horror, lots of historical fiction, and of course, the Fae, which is wonderful. So let's have a look at what it says on the back. It says, reveal your future through whirring gears and gossamer wings. Isn't that great? Cheryl was in the live last night here on the Hermit's Cave on the Cup of Catching Cards, and she was saying that Llewellyn are trialing these new size boxes, so it's more compact than their bigger ones. And there was some people saying, well, smaller boxes mean smaller books, and I get that, but I guess they'll see how this goes and whether this is going to be a new packaging. I'm hoping that one of the reasons why they're doing this as well, not just because of storage, is to be able to give us really good cardstock, because when they went from their big flimsy tuck boxes, they improved the books, they improved the box, but in my opinion, they didn't really improve the cardstock. So I'm hopeful that this one is really nice. So it's still in the magnetic, beautiful boxes. It's just smaller and more compact. So it says, stepping through the fairy ring, you are suddenly surrounded by clockwork contraptions entwined with blooming vines. Airships soar on iridescent wings, and enchanted beings invite you on a mystical adventure. Doesn't that set the scene? Isn't that beautifully written? In this Rider-Waite-Smith style deck, magic and technology are one and the same. Artist Ashley Cassidy and tarot expert Pamela Chen encourage you to put on your brass goggles and awaken the power already within you. Salamanders, selkies, gnomes and sprites accompany you through the minor arcana. Noble elves and fashionable fairies offer guidance as you explore the court cards and major arcana. This deck shows you how to solve the mysteries of life with just the spin of a cog and a touch of fantasy. Oh wow, so we've got salamanders, selkies, gnomes and sprites for the minor arcana, and then we have elves and fashionable fairies for the courts and major arcana. So that's interesting. So it's beautifully presented, as you can see here. Gorgeous artwork. This is I guess a sample of what you're going to get, but it says here, say yes to believing that anything is possible, even tarot readings and magic. No arguments here. So we have the cards and the book. So the book is like their usual style with the nice glossy pages. There's that image again, look, it's the chapter 4, the minor arcana. So you do get these nice full colour pages. Obviously the book is smaller, but I don't think it makes it any chunkier, because you know it's all relative to the size of the page. I think you get the same amount of font here as you would if the book was, you know, bigger. So let's have a look. So we get about the author, about Pamela Chen, 2024. Other books by Pamela Chen, Enchanted Crystal Magic and the Mandarin Tree. And other decks, Crystal Unicorn Tarot, of course. Tarot of the Owls and Witchling Academy Tarot, I'm sure. Oh yes, forthcoming Caticorn Tarot, that's already out now. Galactic Star Tarot and Richcraft. Yeah, so our contents, we get an introduction, the world of magic and machines, so telling us about the world of steampunk, I'd imagine. Beautiful illustrations, look. Yeah, so you've got quite a bit here about the realm. And then we've got Laws of the Land, chapter 1. The major arcana, the court cards, the minors. We're keeping the elements of wands, cups, swords, and pentacles. Or I should say the elements of fire, water, air, and earth. And then you've got an associated steampunk fae. So shape-shifting salamanders for wands, selkies for cups, makes sense. Sprites for air, and gnomes for earth. Does it do that for the major? No, it doesn't tell you. So that's cool. And then the mechanics of tarot. So all about tarot. Asking a question, shuffling and selecting cards, reversals if that's your bag, spreads and laying the cards, taking care of your deck, finishing up a reading, tarot journaling. And then we go into chapter 3, which is the cards themselves, the major arcana. And that goes all the way through the minors until we get to the end of the book. How to write to the author. We've got some notes. Well, one note page. The conclusion. We've got spreads at the back. Yeah, so that's the book. How many pages? They're not the thickest of paper, so there might be more than it appears. Are they even numbered? 207, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. About 212 pages. So nice little book. Let's have a look at the cards. This is the tray that they come in, which is beautiful. Is that the back? That's the design on the back. Very steampunky with the cogs. Beautiful brass cogs. So I really do like, actually, the compactness of this. I'm quite impressed. The cards do feel quite a chunky thickness as well. Always a bonus for me. I should have just used the got like a cigarette paper. Not that I would know. Okay, we're in anyway. We've sorted it. Okay, so yeah, decent card stock. Oh, there's two cards together. I was like, decent card stock. Then I realised. But yeah, that's actually, it's not bad. It's quite a nice feel to them. They're a little bit glossy, a little bit shiny, but that's okay. But yeah, not the best. It's not by any means like lots of stuff together as well, like US games style, but it's not bad. Okay, anyway, let's bring the camera down and take a closer look at the cards. All right, make sure we've got plenty of light. So these are the backs, which is a beautiful, beautiful design. Really like that. The flowers are gorgeous as well. I like the mix of the two. And reversible, as you can see. Card size, this is a standard US Games. Just a little bit shorter. Maybe a hair wider. But we are splitting here. It's just a little bit shorter than a US Games NPC style. All right, as you can see, they're borderless. I did mention they're a little bit glossy, a little bit shiny, but that's okay. We have a gold panel with this kind of cog steampunk design here with the number and the title. But yeah, let's take a look. So here's our fool stepping out of this little cart, kind of horse-driven cart. What would they call them? Like a cabin. I forget what they're called actually, but you often see like little fortune tellers having them, don't you? Or the magician in the Wizard of Oz, Professor Marvel's type of carriage. I think that was the word I was looking for. Here we have our magician, very witchy. Love the outfit and the witch's hat. In each, look how the branches are holding each of the symbols. The High Priestess, stargazing. The Empress. Wow, she's colourful. The Emperor. We have the Hierophant, gorgeous card. The Lovers. Look at this serpent here. It's got wings too. This is a wonderful mix of Fae and the steampunk world. The Chariot. We have Strength. A little dragon. It's a mechanical dragon as well, look. The Hermit. So we'll stop at the Hermit and just see sort of information in the book. I want to know if it sets the scene, if it tells you about the character. I think it does. So here's our Hermit in the book. So the Hermit, I am the light for wisdom and magic. Clockwise divination. You get counterclockwise divination and ignition. So the Hermit, much like you, is on a quest for enlightenment. She comprehends that authentic wisdom and knowledge resides within the depths of one's own being. The answers you seek do not lie in the words of others, but in the profound knowing of self and the sacred whispers of your inner compass. To unlock the clarity bestowed by your intuition, silence the noise of external distractions and seek comfort in seclusion. Welcome the peacefulness of solitude, where the echoes of your own voice shall guide you toward calmness and meaningful revelation. And then you get the counter-clockwise divination, which is if you've been isolating or taking time off from engaging with other people, now is the time to get back into socializing. You've been a hermit for a while. It's time now to emerge from your seclusion and mingle with others. And then the ignition is set aside a day or a week for some time alone. Oh, so it's like a prompt giving you some guidance of what to do. If you are thinking, but fairies, I'm too busy for this, then this is exactly what you need. Book a vacation by yourself or even just a local hotel room, somewhere you can spend time in self-reflection. To embody this energy is your humble abode. Create a private space within your house for the hermit within. Yeah, that's all my home is. Light some candles, play some music, and give yourself space to ponder the mysteries of the universe. So it doesn't set the scene and tell you what's happening. Although I've just jumped ahead to the Four of Swords, and it says, relax like the magical fae on a flower in the Four of Swords card. So it does reference the image. So yeah, but that gives you an example of what you get in the book. All right, so then we have our Wheel of Fortune with this clock. Look at the door, it's like a portal, isn't it? Justice, the two little fairies on the scales there. The Hanged Man is in this web of chains with a mechanical spider look. Interesting that the mechanical spider is weaving a web made of links to make a chain. Death. Temperance. The Devil. Look at the Devil. It's like a little Red Riding Hood. Now, is she the devil or is she facing the devil? It's interesting. The Tower. Kind of reminiscent of the Blasted Oak. The Star. Look at the mechanical star. The Moon. We have the Sun. Beautiful. All the sunflowers. Judgment. And look what's going off here with the owl on top of the tortoise. And we have the world with this globe. Interesting that we get the four creatures. Okay, so we're going to our mind as to the ones of the salamanders, aren't they? Oh wow, look at this. It's a beautiful image. Look at them, pesky little creatures. I don't think I know of any other deck that has a suit full of salamanders. But they're really cute in this deck. Gorgeous. The artwork is stunning. And whilst it's not the steampunk world isn't a genre that I know much about or is really my thing, I can still appreciate how beautiful the artwork is. It's gorgeous. And then we have our cups, which is the Selkies. Oh, look at that. Isn't that sweet? Oh dear. It's a very dark image. was our card for the week in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group. I love that. Very in keeping, as it said, it was very in keeping with the Rider-Waite-Smith. They really go well together, don't they? The King. And then swords were sprites, weren't they? Yeah, I've got the suit of sprites for the swords. Ah. A mechanical heart. Oh, I like this. This one's lovely. Beautiful. Beautiful Queen of Swords. Love the purple. And then we have our Pentacles, which was gnomes. Yeah, little gnomes. Look, oh, look at this. I think this is going to be my favourite suit. I love gnomes. Such characters, mischievous. When I was a kid, we had some garden gnomes. They were a thing here in the States. I'm not in the States, not anymore. In the UK, and I loved them. Oh, look at that. Kind of reminds me, I had a children's book called The Elves and the Shoemaker. And they used to work away making their shoes. Oh, look at that for the 10. Gorgeous. Look at that outfit, that dress. Oh, look at them together. What a beautiful deck. Really, really impressed. I mean, it's very steampunk, but it's called Steampunk Faerie Tarot. That's obviously Steampunk Faerie Manual. But I would imagine, if people perhaps aren't into the Fae, but might be into other things, then I don't know. It's not just a Fae deck. There's the salamanders, there's the elves, the selkies. So I don't know. I think they could have perhaps called this something a little bit different to broaden their audience, really. But anyway, that's just a side note. It's Steampunk Faerie Tarot, Pamela Shen and Ashley Cassidy. It's released by Llewellyn. It's available now on Oneness Emporium. If you want to head over there, then in the description is the link to the shop, and also again the code for 10% off. Thank you for watching, everyone. Enjoy the remainder of your weekend, and until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.
Mm-hmm.